We're live. You're listening to the Love Gurus podcast because it is 30 at 8. It is 30? It is 8:30.
You haven't been
Thursday
30
night.
for years.
No.
Just ask the
Many
love
years.
guru
A decade to be exact.
to tell you what to do.
But I'm 30 at heart.
Listen to the
That's
love
what matters.
gurus,
Listen
or
to
your
us.
life is screwed. Love Guru.
Yes, this is the Love Gurus podcast. Thank you for being here. We are going to take ridiculous dating questions from the wild animals on Reddit and from you guys in the chat. And this dog is being annoying. Sangria, come here. Come here. The dog's being annoying during the podcast. If she doesn't stop, by God, I am going to go full Michael Vick on her. Oh, I will beat her and make her fight for money. I will beat her and make her fight for money.
We're already at animal
So
cruelty. Where do we go from here?
Yes, yes,
She's
yes.
just sweet. She just needs love. You know, she's just the typical dog in a baby household. It's
That's
like,
right.
you know, you guys' lives used to revolve around these animals, and then you had an animal yourselves, and now you're paying attention to that guy.
Yep, that's right. These things are just roommates at this point now. You know what I mean? They're roommates who better learn to fight like Michael Vick's dogs. Otherwise, they're out the fucking door, just like his.
Start paying some rent around here, dog.
That's right. That's right. Oh, hey, we got some people in the chat already. People, we are taking your questions, taking your comments. If you have questions to write in, write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, watch live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Mash that little button at the bottom there. It helps us out. Hello to Matt. Thank you for being here, man. He
Hi,
said
Matt.
it's the Love Gurus podcast. The Thursday night NFL game is featuring two teams with, all right, yeah, there's a...
No more NFL talk, Matt. We talked about this. This
I
is
would
my
rather
one
watch-
night.
Yes.
to
He
not
says,
have to think
but
about
no.
the NFL.
Luckily, he says I would rather watch Japanese pinball. Take it away, Detroit Jake. Yes, that's right.
Fair enough. Okay.
That's right. That's
Great.
right. He says, "Dear Suzanne, my yeast infection has grown out of control.
Oh, my God.
I poured rubbing alcohol on it,
Yep,
and
that'll
it
do.
came back. Any advice?"
I would say
That's-
more rubbing alcohol. Maybe
Yeah.
instead of just pouring it on there, maybe cup it in your hand and rub real hard.
Yeah.
Wherever that yeast infection is, I'm
Or
pretty
just
sure.
put it up in flames.
Yeah,
Yes.
light it on fire.
Light it on fire. But
That's
I
a great
say-
idea.
What?
I say give yourself a rubbing alcohol douche. I want you to do a handstand with one of those oil filter
Yeah.
tubes in there. You know what I mean? Like one of those things you fill the oil, the oil in a car with. I want you to do a handstand. I want you to pour the whole bottle in there and don't stop until you're done. And then
Yeah.
light it up. Light it up.
He's a gynecologist by day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I don't feel qualified to answer that question.
Well,
I really don't.
well, yeah.
I don't know
That's,
what I'm gonna do
well,
about a
that's-
yeast infection.
That
I
just
mean-
says more about your confidence, not your medical knowledge. Okay.
Well, that's
yeah,
why
you
I
got-
have
it's
low
just
confidence in the area of yeast
Right.
infections. Yeah,
I may,
Good thing.
yeah. I'm not familiar with them because I date clean girls.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
Oh, wow,
Boom.
wow.
Boom.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Medicine is the best medicine. That's what I say as an unlicensed gynecologist. Sure, the state doesn't license me, but you know what? Rogan said I'm the best one out there. So
Yeah.
who you going to go with? Don't be an asshole.
Jake has looked at Joe Rogan's vagina
That's
himself.
right. That's right.
And he swabbed it himself.
That's
Wow.
right.
Gave Joe Rogan his own
Swab.
little pap smear.
With enough rubbing alcohol and cardio, you can cure anything. That's what I say. But let me introduce our two guests, man, before we get to the questions. First up, he is a returning guest and a hilarious stand-up comic, the one, the only Troy Allen. Thank you for being back on the
I'm
show.
returning and I'm hilarious.
Tell them where they can find you.
Where they can find me on Facebook because my last Instagram account got hacked and shut down.
Really?
Oh, no.
The one before that got shut down for a good reason because I can't control my words.
He's very
Oh.
angry.
I was very angry. I'm better now.
Dude, you should have seen how bad his gynecological advice was. Jesus Christ.
I like
the
that
worst.
your second account got hacked because someone saw your first one and thought, he's preaching the truth, and they they wanted to assume your identity. Like that's love.
This
Yeah.
guy's bringing fire. I had no posts on the new account and 134 followers, and they hacked it anyway. I think it was
That's
because
right.
of something.
Wow.
I spend most of my time on social media telling right-wing politicians to kiss my
Maybe
ass.
you should stop having your Instagram password be Instagram. Maybe
Yeah,
that
well,
would.
okay, but just tell everyone what it is. Golly.
Dude, I'm booted off of Instagram because as an unlicensed gynecologist, I blamed all yeast infections on the Moderna vaccine.
That's
yeah.
where they come from.
Yeah.
Didn't you listen to Rogie's podcast?
That's right. Moderna's an ancient Greek word for yeast infection. Look it up.
Moderni.
Look it up. It's not a coincidence. Anyway, but yes, find him on all platforms that he hasn't been hacked and booted off of by some internet troll. And also, find our second guest on all platforms. She is another hilarious stand-up comic, a first-time guest to the podcast, the one, the only, Kyle Ocasio. Thank you for being on the show.
Hey, I came without a yeast infection. I'm very
Yeah.
happy to say.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good show, you guys.
That's
It's gonna be-
It's
awesome.
gonna be a great show.
And everybody always says that via text message, but then you'd be surprised the amount of times it's unobtainable sitting in this room. You know what I mean? Like it just
You
smells.
can't
too bad.
avoid getting
Yes.
a yeast
Wait,
infection in this room.
What happens in this room?
unattainable?
Yeah, I was looking for the word.
Unavoidable.
Unavoidable.
There we go.
Shit,
Yeah.
dude. I'm so bad with words.
But you're a
It's
licensed gynecologist, so you don't need to be good with
Oh
words.
God! If I could just sit on that guy's ceiling, I'd get that yeast
That's
infection
right.
I'd been wanting for
That's
so
right.
long.
Unavoidable. That was the word. Look! I'm a doctor, not an English major. What do you want?
We don't expect him to have competencies in two areas.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
A lot. He does a lot. And he does this podcast. So
Yeah.
You know he's a
Yeah.
good doctor.
I'm a
It's,
gynecologist and a podcastiologist. That's two things. I can't be good at a third.
Jake's gonna advocate for the SAT to just be true or false when his son gets old enough to take
Yes.
it. Just true or false. What's this vocabulary nonsense?
4 options is fucking bullshit.
Is this a word? True or false?
Yes.
Is this does this word mean maximum? True or like that?
You
Yeah.
are taking a test, true or false.
Also, I want SAT short into 2 letters because I'm having trouble spelling it this time.
Jesus.
But yes, tell them where they can find
Oh
you.
yeah.
You can find I have never been hacked.
Yeah,
so
dude.
I'm proud
Yeah.
to say that. You can find me on Instagram at Ocasio Kyle, and then on TikTok it's at Kyle Ocasio. So it's just same names, just swapped out.
Nice.
Find her. Find
yeah.
her. Look her
Finds
up.
me.
Well, you can find me on YouTube, and I picked up a pretty good celebrity endorsement the other day. A rapper I've never heard of liked my video and said, "Send me $20 when you blow up."
Oh, dude, that's
Whoa.
awesome.
So
There you go.
I'm feeling pretty good
Okay.
about
I
my
think it's good,
chances
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
That's actually like a really modest ask. He's not saying, "Hey, send me $20." Now he's like, "When you get big, then send me $20." I mean,
And I
that's
checked out his vids. He's awesome. I wish I could remember the name. I'll have to
That's
look it up, but he was
completely
great. I was like,
reasonable.
totally
Yeah.
random, yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah. Don't plug scammers just yet.
I think he
Just
likes the little Nas
yet.
X joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's the fact that you're getting DM'd by DM'd or a comment. Was it a DM or a comment on YouTube?
It was a comment on my YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wasn't sliding
Can
into
you
my
DM on YouTube? Shouldn't I know this answer?
I don't know.
No, I saw that same. I saw the comments on that video. It's my favorite rapper. It's Lil Q. He's got Lil Nas Q. He's got all the plants. You know what I
Lil
mean?
Nas Q?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, all right then. Hold on, what's this comment? Is that the guy from Platoon? He thinks I'm John C. McGinley.
Oh yeah,
He
dude.
thinks I'm John C. McGinley.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, who went
Oh,
on later
yeah.
to star in Scrubs.
Yes,
when I
yes,
have
Dr.
when I let
Cox.
my hair grow out, I get asked for his autograph every once in a while.
Really?
I was in a
No
Starbucks
shit.
in D.C. and I was in a little better shape at the time. My hair was curly, and this guy says, Dude, can I get your autograph? I was
Yeah.
like, you think I'm John C. McGinley? And he
He
said,
was
yeah. And I was
great
like,
in
take a
Platoon.
look at the name tag. It says Washington Sports Club's
Yeah.
Troy. I'm not in character, bro.
I was glad that your character made it by hiding under the dead bodies in the foxhole. You know,
Yeah.
I was pulling for him. I was
That's
like,
where I
"Please
would
don't-"
be in war for sure.
Yeah.
I'd be hiding under some bodies. I'd find a couple of fat guys and just roll up under and be like, all right, I'm not here.
I so thought the VC was going to bayonet you to make sure you were dead, but they didn't. What a lazy Viet Cong.
No kidding.
I would demote him if
that's
I was
just
the
bad.
Viet
That's just
captain.
not thorough work. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're in war, be thorough.
Yeah, that's it's like you know, if you had French fries just before lunch, you know, and then you guys get invaded, it's like, these ketchup packets are going to come in handy.
Right.
Does that translate?
Well, yeah, that was-
Did they have a lot of ketchup packets in the jungle back then?
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, but they were the MRE ones, so they tasted way worse than just the bland
The
food.
off-brand
matter.
stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't even Heinz.
Yeah, we don't care
They'd
about the
kill
taste.
you way before Charlie would.
It was military issue ketchup, so
Yeah.
it wasn't even tomatoes.
It's ketchup. It was fall behind. It
It
was
just
disgusting.
it just solidifies all cholesterol in your arteries like instantly. Yeah, that's a great
yeah.
idea.
Poisoned by the
It's
goddamn
not
Viet
it's
Cong.
not cyanide, but it's MRE ketchup packets.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
same
why
purpose.
these guys had all this PTSD coming back from Vietnam. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bad ketchup. It wasn't the war, the malaria, the
the
Agent
generic
Orange. It
food.
Yeah.
was just
They
ketchup.
could no
Ketchup.
longer take pleasure in the simple things like ketchup from McDonald's.
Uh-huh. That was a deleted scene from.
Well, and that's also why they hated.
Platoon.
Didn't John McCain marry Mrs. Hines? Maybe that's
Yeah.
why everyone hated John McCain.
That's true. That's true. They thought he was a
She
sellout.
profited off the war
Yeah.
that kept him captive.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
That was that part in Apocalypse Now where Marlon Brando's going on for 20 minutes about how bad the ketchup was. John McCain's wife made us eat the ketchup. It was the only thing to put on fries, but it was worse than just the
Now
salt
that-
by itself.
I just feel like we've uncovered a conspiracy.
You're an
100%.
errand boy sent by grocery clerks.
You think Agent Orange was bad? Try the Agent Red.
They're like he
Agent
was
Red
John
disgusting.
McCain was a POW for 7 years, but maybe he was just selling his wife's products over there for the entire time.
He was a Heinz distributor, just undercover over there selling ketchup.
He was committed.
Kathy Hines killed more of our men than Nixon.
Well, he was running a long game. He's like, if I can get enough high fructose corn syrup out to the VC, they'll all die. They won't be able to fit into these little holes in this tunnel system, and we'll just be able to shoot them while they're wallowing around.
The blood
Man.
is on her hands and in her packets.
But yeah,
Welcome to the Love Gurus podcast.
Yeah.
Without
Speaking
further
of-
ado.
Yeah. So this week our theme is likely explanations, which we clearly just gave you a likely explanation for war.
Yes.
But yeah, let's just crack on.
All right, let's take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit. If you guys got questions to write in, write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Oh, Joel on YouTube says, sorry I'm late. What's going on,
Hi,
Joel?
Joel.
Thank you for being here. Oh,
Joel, yo.
Amy, producer Amy says hi. She's
Hi,
not
Amy.
here tonight, but she's still watching the show. Thank you for being here, producer Amy. If anybody else out there is listening, give us your comments, give us your questions in the chat. For right now, we're going to take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit.
First question. Girlfriend found something in my backpack. I'm 27 and my girlfriend is 31. I went to Vegas with a huge group of friends, and on the final day, I ended up leaving my belongings at a friend's house and went out with my friends to a bar. That night, we decided to split into two groups. One consisted of about 90% of my friends going back to the venue, and the other 10% consisted of myself and a couple others who decided to go out and eat and call it a night. Fortunately, but unfortunately, I crashed at this friend's Airbnb and did not have anything on me besides my phone. Fast forward, on the way back home, everything's great, dandy, until my girlfriend is unpacking my backpack and finds a single bra strap. Literally, the string with two ass hooks at the end.
Oh,
And
his friends are assholes.
I did not partake in any extracurricular activities that involved any women or strangers. Initially, I thought that she was just playing a joke on me, but no, she was completely serious. And of course, her feelings naturally are valid. Lots of questions are exchanged, and obviously the only answer is, I don't know. Of course, I was very surprised. I tried to retrace all my steps, and she discovered the break in my story, which is saying that was a perfect opportunity for me to commit good old adultery.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense, of course, but personally, I'm completely dumbfounded and baffled. I asked all of my friends, who put the bra strap in my backpack? Me thinking it was just a prank, right? Turns out that my friend got confused with my backpack, thought it was his and his wife's, and just threw a bunch of stuff in there, including the bra strap. Ultimately, I explained this to my girlfriend, but she's obviously still suspicious.
Yeah.
How do I convince her that it was just an accident and that I wasn't up to no good?
I don't know that you can convince her.
Yeah.
Because if we're taking your word for it,
Yes.
then your friends were either, fucking with you a little bit,
Uh-huh.
or it was an honest mistake. Your other friend threw his wife's bra
Right.
strap. Like, when I was married for 16 years, he never walked around with my bra strap. But,
No.
anything's possible.
I don't know
Not
what
even,
my...
not even as like
Yeah.
a little headband when he got out of the shower. No.
Maybe that would have saved our marriage.
The only times I've ever
Wow.
used
I
my wife's
can't-
bra straps was while I was dressing like Marjorie Taylor Greene for a sketch.
And when you're,
Unless
when
they're
you're
also
doing
doing that.
gynecological exams.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But-
Some women find it more comfortable if I'm dressed like Marjorie Taylor Greene and doing the voice.
Oh my
They pay
God.
extra for it. It's kind of fun.
Well, it's the elaborate nature. It's of the lie. It just keeps compounding on itself. There's more going. Oh well, I fell asleep and then there's bra straps here. Now it's my friend.
Right.
He put it in there with his wife's stuff. All plausible, but the hole that I see is that he said I didn't get this off any women or strangers. That leaves open the possibility that was a familiar man.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
It's
Yeah.
So in 2023, we got to explore that possibility.
I hope that he's cheating on her with a cross-dresser who was also dressed like Marjorie Taylor Greene and doing the voice. You know what I mean?
I don't want anybody to suffer that kind of hell.
Well, I do. I want this guy to
Well,
suffer.
well, that's
I
not
want-
treel That is not
Yeah,
true. I want
uh-huh.
millions of people to suffer that kind of hell. But
Hell? We're calling it hell?
Marjorie
Yeah.
Taylor Greene, sex with her?
I feel like maybe, like a Tuesday. Not a
Yeah.
Friday. No, I'm not giving up my Friday. But like if I'm like bored on a Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
How dare
You
you?
call
Going
her?
up in a woman that sounds like this is purgatory at best. I will not. This voice is not that
She's
bad.
just
I
Mickey
just feel like-
O'Rourke.
I feel like she'd think.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd think
The
I was
earth
cute.
is flat, and Biden is not doing anything about it. The
No.
earth is flat, and MAGA is the best thing that ever happened, and I fucked my cousin.
It was round under Donald Trump, and then it was flat now.
Biden just flattened it out. And if it's flat, take us to the edge where there would be an awesome, amusement park to honor the edge of the earth.
I
Like, we
will.
haven't turned that into a tourist attraction, and it exists. Fuck you.
Hugh told me where the edge of the earth is, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to show you one thing that's not flat. This ass.
Do you think that that's how they invented Lazy Susans? Is that they instead of a globe, they just have a flat Earth, and then they're like, but we know it spins. Hey, wait a second! If I put my cinnamon on it, I can get my cinnamon so much faster.
Dude,
But wait,
I want to make a flat earther globe map Lazy Susan. That would be fun. Sell
What
it to
about
flat
this
earthers.
guy though? We got to get
Yeah.
I feel like maybe his girlfriend, if this was like the first time, she might be like, okay, like I'm gonna take your word for it. That's weird, but whatever. And then they get on with their lives. But because she's kind of being stubborn about it, it makes me wonder: has something happened prior to this? Is that
There a
why
lack of
she?
trust?
Point.
Because
You know?
what he's explaining is not implausible.
No.
But he just keeps going
Well,
with it, and
yeah.
as time goes on, it becomes less plausible because it just looks like a cover-up.
Yeah.
Here's I think that is what the nail in his coffin is the fact that he has this, he is so he's 27, but he has this huge group of friends that he goes out with. And to me, if you have a huge group of friends, that means that there are a huge percentage of those people that you would have sex with. Like for me, I'm so insecure. It's like when my husband is like, yeah, I have 7 friends that I've known since I was 6. I'm like, cool, I feel comfortable with this. Okay,
Sure.
thank you. Like
You're
if
okay
you
with that.
if he makes a new friend, I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like no, but if you have a huge group of friends and you're just so gregarious and everyone loves you, fuck that. Like those people are much more,
Yeah.
susceptible to cheating.
And also,
think.
he's 27.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Right.
kind of like
That's
Yeah.
what that age is for. It's for fucking in the woods and coming back with strange bra straps.
Jesus.
That's what I did on my 27th birthday, and then I
Yeah.
lied about it. And I had my friend cover
So-
it up for me. It
But
was
I was gonna
awesome.
say, you're the gregarious one. You're running out in clubs every night, going to CD
I wouldn't
comedy clubs,
necessarily-
hanging out with people.
Let's not confuse going out every night with being gregarious. Those are two separate things. I go out. I mean, I wouldn't say every night, but I'd say probably 4 nights. Just for comedy and stuff like that. But I am definitely not that ham in the. I'm not that little ham in the club. Oh, hi everyone! It's so great to see you. It's more of like, let me just get over this crippling social anxiety to say hello to the person who booked me. Hi, how much time am I doing?
Yeah,
But you're hanging out with
It's
famous
not-
comedians on podcasts.
It's not
Right,
yeah.
right,
How could he
I
not
wouldn't,
be
I wouldn't
jealous?
say gregarious, but here,
And I wouldn't say gregarious either because I don't know what that word means.
Yeah.
I just learned it today
it's
for
an
the first
SAT
time.
word that we're going to take
Yeah,
off for
dude.
when your son takes
Dude,
it.
Yeah.
we're taking that word off of there too, for sure, dude.
Gregarious is out. What else was out?
It's underneath the umbrella of one of the acronym
Unattainable.
letters we're taking out.
Unattainable. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Unattainable's gone.
so
The dumbing of America.
Yes, this test will now become attainable for my son.
here's why. As if I were in this situation as the girlfriend, I would kind of believe him. Because he clearly hangs out with a bunch of different vagabonds. The second is, if I found just a bra strap and not the whole bra, that's a little like that makes sense to me. It's like, oh, she left without a bra, so then I had this whole bra to conceal. But the
Right.
fact that it's just one strap, it's like if you
It's
throw,
a weird
if
thing
you,
to-
if you
yeah.
throw a whole bra in the trash, someone's gonna be like, the fuck's the bra doing in the trash? But if you can easily conceal and throw away a bra strap, like that is such. discardable evidence.
Yes, and it's such a weird thing to just keep that like on purpose.
Yeah.
If I was her and I really thought this was some kind of thing, I would be less scared that he was cheating on me and more scared that he's a fucking serial killer. That is a serial killer.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I was going to say
the goddamn bra strap
Or
strangler.
he's doing drag or something.
yeah, or I was going to say Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind, and instead of, how he like uses all those strings to like
Sure.
loop the clues together, it's just bra straps in the
I mean,
shed.
that's best case scenario. Best case scenario
That's a
is your
great movie.
husband is schizophrenic and Ed Harris, who doesn't exist, told him to do it. Worst case scenario and most probable is he is a serial killer if he's just got rando bra
Yeah.
straps hanging out in his backpack
as it
after a
doesn't-
trip from the woods. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I have to give him I have to give him leeway because I'm just thinking back to my time when I was in my mid 20s where I was dating a girl and I don't think I cheated on her, but I was. I don't think I did. I was in my middle 20s, whatever. But
Your definition of cheating
was-
is different than mine.
there was in my laundry basket a pair of women's underwear that I, hand to God, have no idea where it came from. I don't recognize it. She's like, she's
yeah.
crying. I'm like,
Right,
I
yeah.
don't
I mean,
know
there's no explaining
where
it.
that came from. But I went to a public laundry, and it's not unusual to pick up an article
Sure.
of clothing. And
Yeah.
let it
Oh,
dry.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
it's
A
one of those
s-
things
a
that it's
small-
possible, but
yeah.
it's hard to fucking talk your way out of it.
I didn't
for
even
sure.
try. I don't know. I just said I don't
Yeah.
know, and I had to leave it at that because
Hey,
nothing I
man.
was going to say
Yeah.
after that wouldn't have sounded like this guy is starting to sound, which is like he's trying to cover something
Uh-huh.
up. And
Well,
he may
that's
very
the
well be
thing.
telling the truth.
Like I think that if there isn't really reason for concern, like if you've been having a pretty good, very open, honest relationship, and something like that happens, you like you said, you might let it just slide. Like, okay, I'm gonna just take your word for it. But it seems like he's got a lot. Like he's stressed about it. He wrote in about it. He's
Yes.
obviously. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's time to reassess your relationship. Like
It
I
could
don't
be
know.
he's done other shit to warrant this, and I don't think I heard him specifically say, I haven't gotten in trouble with her before. I've given her no reason to, like, there was no kind of indication of that. And when in doubt, because of lack of details on this question, I like to point this out at least once a week. I always err against the person writing the question for two reasons. A, this is Reddit, they're animals. B, it's a source by, for, and about them. It's their personal Fox News, MSNBC,
Right.
North Korean state-run news if they own the whole country. So, like, he might not put something like that in there because it would make him look bad. He might be leaving out the time that he came home with fucking glitter all over his shirt,
Which there could be an innocent explanation for that too.
yeah,
He
but
likes arts
again,
and crafts.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gl-
yeah.
Okay, here's my hard and fast rule. When
Why
it
is there
comes
lipstick on your dong, sir?
No,
That's not arts
yeah.
and crafts.
Here's my hard and fast rule when it comes to glitter. If it's all over your body, totally fine with it. If it's just on your stomach, I'm suspicious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
a fair rule, yeah. If it's under clothing, we've got problems.
yeah. If it's like literally all over your body, I'm like, oh my god, you must have had a good time. But if it's just like just on your butt crack, I'm like,
Right.
you did something.
I mean, there
Yeah,
was one
something
time
weird. If you got glitter on your butt crack, what the hell?
I did once come home with some
You
glitter
slide
on me.
the credit card. What do you think? Yeah.
That's weird. Sliding a credit card through your butt crack.
Well,
'cause
it's
my
a-
reader hasn't worked for years.
It's a very
Troy,
specialized
when I-
strip club you got to
Yeah,
go to for
but,
just
and also
the
it's,
glitter there.
We're not talking about a credit card.
Yeah, the credit card swipe. Credit card swipe. The boop. Dude, you've been going to boring 1950s strip clubs, sir. You're cheap and only put $1 down.
What's-
Wait till you put a
Troy-
little.
What's
Troy-
the credit card swipe now? Am
Dude,
I
The world didn't make sense to Troy until he got
Yes.
Apple Pay.
Yes.
Yeah, everything's confusing. Right?
I just want to tap it. I want to tap it.
Dude,
I
it's-
tried to get on the bus.
Tap it.
I tried to get on the bus with a debit card once. I couldn't get on.
I'm telling you, you've been too cheap at the strip clubs. If you like what they do for a picture of George Washington, fold one of them Abraham Lincolns in half. Put that up there. You'll get credit card swiped. It's great.
My
Yeah,
now I have to
ex-boyfriend
go.
hated glitter so much. Keith, he used to go to he loved strip clubs for a phase of his life,
Yeah.
but he could not stand the glitter.
I don't like
Oh.
the glitter.
And that was like, I I think that's what stopped him.
It's
And then
everywhere.
and then there was like one stripper that was giving him a lap dance, and she was complaining about her cop husband or something, and he was like, "Okay, I think I'm done with this."
My
Wow.
fucking cop husband. He keeps beating up my
He's
regular.
like, "Yeah,
snitch.
like her tits are in his face," and she's like, "He's such an asshole. I don't know what to do about it." And he's like, "Can I get the dance?" Like he was just
Yeah.
like,
He keeps
Wow.
accusing me of blowing customers, and then he plants coke on them. It's fucked up.
What happens when strippers get in that mindset? We were in Vegas with my buddy. He was about to get married, and he was kind of on the fence about it. And we were like, we told the stripper, said, look, take him in that room and talk him out of what he's about to do.
Wow.
He
There you
comes
go.
out.
Wow.
He comes out 15 minutes later, bewildered. He just looked at us. He goes, I don't know. And we asked him what he said. He said she just started talking to me about our relationship. She took it literally and engaged in a conversation. He still
Wow.
married the girl, so I guess he was committed.
There you go, dude. The things
I don't know, I feel
strippers
like
will
that's-
do for an extra $25.
No,
That's
I
wild.
think, yeah, but I just think that's, again, I don't know this person, I don't know, the relationship or anything, but that just seems like due diligence as a friend. If he goes into this bachelor party like, guys, I'm like really on the fence, and then you have this stripper sort of shake him down, and then he goes through with it anyway, it's like, oh, okay. Like if you told him that, you wouldn't tell him that like 6 months after the wedding, but like
No, that's
a
pretty
year
wild.
afterwards,
Yeah.
he'd be like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was
I
wondering.
needed that
20
little
years later, they're still married. They've got 3 kids going to college.
Well, yeah. It's college bound kids. But yeah, like so just that little like again, due diligence. Is
I was
what
wondering
call it.
why halfway through the song "She's My Cherry Pie" by Warren, she just stopped and asked me why I fell in love with my wife. Like that was weird.
What does your heart tell you?
Yeah. She
my
asked
heart
what her
tells me I want a
fucking.
boner. Take your clothes off.
She asked what my wife's astrological sign was. I've never had a stripper ask that. It was weird.
strippers give good advice.
They
you know?
absolutely do.
Yeah,
They've seen a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been there, done that. They've seen successful relationships, and they've seen not successful
Yeah,
relationships. So.
yeah. It was a stripper who first told me I should marry my wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that was
Uh-huh.
a good call.
Yeah, yep. In the middle of "She's My Cherry Pie," she was like, she brought her head up and she was like, "I think she's the one," And I was like, "Yeah."
Who can name the band? Who can name the band? Really quick. She's My Cherry Pie.
Warren.
I just said earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say?
Uh-huh.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
they weren't
Yeah,
gonna
well,
know.
that's just it's a shit band name, so it's kind of like it just
Yeah.
go.
That's a great band name. Warrant, like Felony. That'd be
I
a
don't
good
know.
band
It's,
name.
it's like it's you think that you just said something, you wouldn't clock it as a band name. They need a definitive article. They need like the warrant or N warrant.
Or
uh-huh.
Outstanding Warrant.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be the worst band name in the history of
Or
band.
in sync.
We are pending criminal action.
So let's go to final advice for this question.
Yeah, let's do final advice, and let me catch up on some questions here, or on some comments in the chat here, man. We got a lot of comments. Oh, this is an older one. Joel on YouTube says, "I never found MTG attractive until Jake started dressing like her." Yeah, right.
Damn.
Matt on YouTube says, "You can create incest out of rage." Shit.
You can
he
create
says,
incest out of rage?
A lazy Susan.
Rage?
A lazy Suzanne is an intense blow month for the girl. I don't know.
Hey, how dare you say I can't spin around? I've
Yeah,
got amazing
there you go.
equilibrium.
Yeah.
I could have been a figure skater.
Easy, man. She gets defensive about her equilibrium there.
Yeah.
She's very hot about
Joel on YouTube says,
in her ear.
"I don't think it's her so much as it's that Jake looks." Yeah, I know, dude. I rock as MTG. Man on YouTube says, "You are wearing a shower curtain. Who are you to judge Suzanne Santa Domingo?" I don't know what
What's for
they
your
mean.
shower curtain?
I don't know.
I think he's
I
talking
think it's
to-
an earlier one. Yeah.
Over to me. Excuse me. This is my I'm retired in Florida look. You dress for you dress for the job you want, not the job you have, bitches.
Yeah.
So
She's dressed as the aunt who always kills the barbecue with that potato salad.
And my hair looks like a mullet with these headphones on. So fucking suck it, bitches.
Joel on YouTube says,
She looks
"I've
polite.
left the laundromat a few times with strange women's underwear. A couple times was even accidental."
Nice
Producer
joke
Amy
structure,
on
yeah.
YouTube says, "The laundromat has put other people's clothes in my bag. It happens." Yeah, I mean, it's just it happens. Oh, Matt on YouTube says, "I got a blue balls and hints that I might have cheated. Wow, lap dances are a great economic investment."
Damn, yeah, all
Yeah.
right.
Investment. Okay.
Man,
So let's
What's
go to
the
final.
return on that investment?
Amy on YouTube says, I will say I don't put it past any guy to mess up clear instructions of where to put their clothes. Fair enough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's just sexist.
That's right.
And I resent that in this day and age that we are reduced to an incompetency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought maybe we don't want it in the hamper? It looks better on the
Ladies and
floor.
gentlemen, especially those of you just listening to the podcast, Troy sucks match, okay? Okay? How dare you say men don't know where clothes go?
Yes.
I know exactly where they go. In the laundry bag that you picked them up in and you just pull
Yeah.
them out of that.
Yeah.
That's where they go. That's
Yeah,
how you
yeah,
store
yeah.
them.
But yeah, so let's go to final advice. My final advice for this question is, I mean, I kind of just feel like this is one that's going to blow over, unless it is something like what Kyle said, in that you fucked up a lot of times before. If this is something that, because this to me sounds like it just happened and he just wrote in about it, it's give it a few days, and if she's still really pissed, then I just think that this is like a jealousy issue. And so what's going to happen as the relationship gets stronger and longer, she's going to become more unhinged, likely, and it's going to be this thing where you're going to constantly have to like check in because she either has insecurities or she just doesn't straight up trust you. And if you're only 27, like, if you want to saddle yourself with someone like that, I mean, that sounds awful. It really kind of sounds
Yeah, it's
like
gotta be rough, man.
you're punching above your weight.
It's
and
gotta be
she's
rough for
super
sure.
hot and you aren't.
Right, right.
But the thing you're bringing to the table is that you're gregarious with a lot of friends.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's, again, I would say give it a few days. And if it's still something where she's so mad about it, just know staying in this relationship
Right.
is how the rest of your relationship is going to be.
It's going to be awful, man. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your guys' final advice?
I'm going to say, check your bag before you go home. You're out at night, check yourself before you return. So you're cleaned up. You don't show up to jail with drugs in your pocket. Just clean it
Yeah.
out.
It's
make
like-
sure you're tight. Make sure everything's tight. Show up and be unassailable. Just keep the lie out of the house.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's gonna work out. Just my gut.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Divorced.
I agree with that. No, they're just.
Maybe not the one we go to for relationship advice.
How did she even get on here? How did you?
She's done the legwork. She knows. She
Yes.
knows. No,
And also, I say to especially anyone in their 20s, I caution you to be the drama of relationships sometimes is addicting, and it feels like, oh, it's such a volatile and you get caught up, and it seems cute now, but it gets really old later. So
Right,
just,
right.
like, if this is like one of those like jealousy, like you both need to check yourselves if you're both just jealous people, because it's really hard to. It's hard to thrive and be happy in a relationship like that.
Right. Having
that's
too
great
much
advice.
too much makeup sex by the time you get 40, that's how your hair falls out early. You don't want to go through all that stress.
Take
Come
a look
on.
at my head.
Yes. A lot of Ace like a
A lot of
makeup
women have thrown plates at
sexologist.
this. Okay.
Yeah. That's right. Oh my God. But no, my final advice is okay, it was kind of like Kyle was saying right out of the gate. It's she's not gonna believe you. And even though you're telling the truth, even though she's overreacting, you're in an unfortunate situation where the only witness is your best friend. It's like, well, hey, I didn't do it. Just listen to what my best friend, who would lie for me even if not only did I cheat on you in the woods, we murdered the chick. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like this testimony would be thrown out of court for anything from cannibalism to parking tickets. Your best friend's testimony on your behalf, no one's gonna give a shit.
Oh, here's a word for you. Inadmissible.
Yeah, dude, it's inadmissible, and that's
Yep,
no good.
There we
You
go.
can't-
Another word
Dude,
off the SAT.
So that's why you need to find something that's miscible. And you need to find I don't know if you've seen this movie Cinderella, But there was a part at the end of that where
There's also a book.
And it was a Russell Crowe movie called Cinderella Man about a boxer in the 20s. But it was,
What? Yeah. What are you talking about? The actual fairy tale? Or
That's
talking
what
about
I was
Cinderella
trying to be
Man?
obnoxious.
yeah,
and
no.
say-
I no, the fairy tale.
Mission
It's
accomplished.
I've been served.
yeah,
No.
well,
I was with Kyle because it's like Jake's like
I'm
I saw
like,
this movie.
Cinderella.
I
Like,
saw
yeah,
this
we-
movie, A
Yeah.
Tale of Two Cities.
That's why we all have. Cinderella's why we all have bad relationships because we thought that shit was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, in this Netflix series Cinderella, what happens is the prince, he's looking for what? The other shoe. You need to have your friend not just vouch for her, but give her miscible evidence, which is what? The rest of the bra. You need to bring her over and let her match the bra strap to the bra, just like Cinderella.
If the strap don't fit, you must
That's
quit.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Why? Because the glove was missable. Even though it should have been unmissable because he was wearing another plastic glove underneath it and gloves shrink and
Yeah.
everything. And there was DNA evidence, which is missable, but people thought it was unmissable because DNA was new at the time. Anyway, get the missable evidence, which is the rest of the bra that you match the bra strap with, and you will acquit. If the bra straps fit, you must acquit.
Yeah, perfect. I think we answered that question. Let's move on to the next
I think that
question.
segment shut 400 or 500 public schools down across the country.
Yeah, dude.
We don't need these anymore. Just shut it down. We're not using it.
That's right. That's right. Defund the public schools.
Let's just-
Defund phonics. Fuck it.
Let's
You
just
see
train
this?
these kids to make money on TikTok because we know reading ain't working for
So
them.
much easier.
That's
so
the
much
kind of
easier.
school I went to. A subject in my school until I was like in 6th grade was just reading. Hey kids, we're gonna read now.
In
We're all
6th grade?
like, fuck.
So remember
right.
SS sustained silent reading? Did you guys have that in your
Oh,
school?
definitely not. That sounds way too
That was
advanced for yeah.
No, that was like we'd have to do that, and then the card
Yeah.
catalog shit. Remember that? See,
Oh,
all you
yeah,
kids
yeah.
could just pull out the answers on your iPhone. We had to go with this awful lesbian librarian who wasn't out, and so she took out all her anger on all the kids. And whenever we'd ask to try to find a book, she'd be like, "It's in the B thing over there," and you have to go and you have to look
Wow.
through the card catalog. Do you guys remember that?
The dude
I
Yeah,
remember
no,
the
I
card
definitely
catalog,
used. I
yeah.
definitely
Is
used
that,
the card
is that just
catalog
like was that in
before.
Ohio? thing?
I've never used one, but I know that they were around. I didn't really read much, but I'd see them sitting there.
That's
I was-
shocking.
yeah.
Okay.
That's a wild
the-
revelation.
The problem with the card catalog system is that you first of all have to know that said book exists.
Yeah.
So in Jake's
Yeah.
case, Jake's like Cinderella S.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm here for Cinderella Man, the movie. I was looking for the movie at the library.
And
That's right. That's right. If you want evidence that is permissible, that we should not be funding public schools anymore. Yes.
Cinderella.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I was booted out of silent reading class because I couldn't fucking read silently without moving my lips. The whole time. The whole time. It was bullshit. I was shamed.
Yeah. Let's go to the next question.
All right. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you have questions to write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, watch
Yahoo,
live every single
staying current.
Thursday. Yes. Yes. Well, we did a long story with that. Actually, short story. We used to take Yahoo Answers, and then that went away, and that was secretly the best thing that ever happened to the podcast because now we get it off Reddit, and they're fucking crazier on Reddit than they
Yeah.
were on Yahoo Answers.
And better writers.
And better writers. Yes. Nuttier questions written better. So let's take our next one from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
So let me preface this next question by saying sometimes one thing that happens a lot on Reddit is someone will post something and then they will either be remorseful or maybe they've solved the issue themselves. So they'll then delete the question that they wrote. So I'd saved the link and then I didn't actually type the text in. But this one was so good to me that I remembered it.
Nice.
So I can't. And again, I'm not using anyone's name, so I'm going to kind of paraphrase what this question is. So, second question. Wife was out all night.
Did she have both bra straps when she came home?
I'll just tell. I mean, I just kind of wrote it. So what happened in this question was this guy, he's 42, she's 43. She had started this new job a couple years ago, and she's very good at her job. She had gotten advanced, so much so that she had then started to be asked to do trade shows in Vegas. So because they all work remotely, they would go to these shows in Vegas, and it was like the only time that the people in the company would get together and bond. So she goes to this trade show, this work event in Vegas, and they get there early. So then they go to a club that night because it's a work event, of course, as you would. So she stops replying to him, and he's like, okay, yeah, of course. She's in the club with her coworkers, whatever. Then the next morning, he goes to bed. The next morning, he checks her location, sees that she was still in the club at 5 a.m. So then the next morning, she messages him and is just like, oh, yeah, it was a crazy night out with coworkers, blah, blah, blah. And he was like concerned for her safety. And then when she checked in and was like, I'm totally fine, then he gets to the point of like, well, I think you were cheating on me. Blah, 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 blah. And so his question was, do you think that he's right in being suspicious of his wife, or is that totally normal?
Oh, he's wrong to be suspicious. He's right to be concerned. I think you're right to be concerned. She's out till 5 in the morning. She's in Vegas trade show. Some people get swept up in the moment. They go out, they do something crazy.
Right.
I'm going to say, hey, are you okay? Were you okay? Safe? Yeah. All right. Now, this makes me a little uncomfortable, and I feel like something may have happened. Can we talk about that? I think that's the way to approach that. If you go right to accusation, nope, that's not going to work.
Can I just ask, just to get a quick, baseline here? Like, have you guys been to Vegas? Has everyone here been to Vegas?
No.
Yep.
When I was 13, but I wasn't like.
Oh, so yeah, not
Right.
so not as
Yeah,
an adult.
not as
But
an
they'll
adult.
let you do coke in Vegas at 13.
Yeah, I
so
did.
that's
I did it
nice.
on
Yeah.
the toilet seat.
There you go.
Almost
So-
married a hooker when my buddy got married there.
So I used to live in LA, and so I've been to Vegas. I mean, not like a shit ton of times, but I'd probably say like, oh, there's a bug. There's a bug. I'm being attacked. It's the Vegas stripper. But I've probably been to Vegas. I would say like maybe 7 times, which isn't like a lot. Like there's other people
Yeah.
Are
that have
you
been.
the woman that you're talking about? Is that you?
It's exposed. Yeah.
No, this is not me. But yeah, so I've been to Vegas, again, a handful of times. And pretty much every time I've been there, there's always someone that's there, because there are a lot of like work conventions
Yeah,
and things
sure.
for work that happen in Vegas. And I've always gone, it's always just been for vacation, nothing ever to do with work. And it's always, it'll be like 2 a.m. and like, you'll be chatting to someone and she'll be like, I'm here on a convention. I'm from Oklahoma. I've never been up past midnight, And it's just people like doing the what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of thing. And you are sort of a little bit like, aren't you supposed to be here for work? But whatever. But that's like the whole draw of having, these work things in Vegas, is because the people want to go and they want to,
Right. It's part of the whole thing.
They want to, get their boots wet. So
I've never actually hung in Vegas, but I only flew in there and then drove out of there right away. But I waited in the airport for like 2 hours, and even just from being in the airport, I'm like, oh, they have slot machines everywhere, even in baggage claim.
Yeah.
We sat in baggage claim and got fucking bombed off of canned Moscow mules, like in between baggage claim, and just played slot machines for 2 hours, like fucking pieces of shit.
That
Canned
town is set up to
Moscow.
bankrupt
Oh, yeah,
alcoholics. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
with like a couple garbage people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just laughing, getting wasted. Amy's parents showed up to pick us up, and we were drunk on canned Moscow mules, playing slot machines while people were getting their bags and judging us. It was
Yeah.
great.
Jesus.
So it's just one of those things that it's, to me, it's, if this was in a different city, I would be like, that seems weird.
Right.
But this being said, it's Vegas. Now, it is a work event, and it's, she's out till 5 a.m. But sort of mirroring what Kyle said in the first question, that if she has given you cause for concern in the past, maybe that's what. But it's like, but this question, when he wrote it, he was like, she's been working so hard at her job, and they're recognizing her. I don't know. It's like, I feel like he's just being like jealous.
I think
prick.
he might be a little afraid that she's about to level up out of his life.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's definitely what I got.
Things are going
in
real
the
well.
question,
There's some
too.
insecurity there. It's like
Yeah.
she's killing it, and now she's found, somebody on her level in her occupation with more in common, and she just rode that D all the way until the morning light, and then went and got some prime rib.
Yeah, I think she wrote the D because she's been dating an L. and
Could
it's no
be.
good.
I don't know though. Maybe she really would. I mean, she was in Vegas,
Yeah.
and it's like okay, if she doesn't usually. She works so hard all the time. She wants to go out dancing, and if you're gonna go, go big or go home, and she just stayed till 5 a.m. Like I think.
I think she went big
I think. I don't know, but I
and girthy.
I
Ron
think that
Jeremy.
she
Yeah.
may have just had a good time and danced all
Yeah.
night with her friends. And unless she's, if you caught her, fucking your brother or something, then I don't really think it's. I don't think there's a
Yes.
reason. Just it's kind of the same across the board, like with the last question.
Yeah.
If someone's given you reason and you see red flags, then you know what? Listen to your gut. But if it has never happened, I feel like give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And just be on alert if it happens again and again. Because nobody wants to live their life like looking over their shoulder.
Right,
Like,
right.
Because what's the whole point of being in a relationship? For you to be stressed out all the time? So, let's see what happens. If she's happy with you and if she goes out dancing until 5 a.m. again, then maybe.
Yes.
But I feel like it's Vegas. It was one time.
I
Yeah.
think so too.
Fucking calm down.
It's like that old saying: "What happens in Vegas was probably nothing." So don't worry about
Vegas
it.
is so cheap.
What happens in
It's
Vegas stays in
so
your
cheesy.
bloodstream
Yeah.
should be the statement.
No, but it's also the other thing I will say is like the times that I had went, it's like again they say the thing of like they pump oxygen into the room so that people stay
yeah.
up later,
Yep.
and it is true. Like
Yeah,
every
they
time I'm
absolutely
there,
do.
it would be like 3 a.m. and it's like I'm not even drunk nor tired. It's like you're just awake. Like they just want you to be awake as much as possible. And, and it's
You
like
can't
I don't
see an exit or
yeah,
a clock.
and
from
I
any of
don't
the
do
tables.
drugs, so it's not like I was like high on something else. So it's like
Yeah.
it was just
I was
Troy
gonna- I
has
was
to
gonna
do
say-
that when he's on a date. He has to pump oxygen so the girls don't fall asleep.
That's the opposite of what I'm doing. I'm pumping some gas. Like, all right, now she's out. All right, that's what we're talking
Yeah.
about. I think what's at issue here with the both relationship is I think some of the security in relationships comes from the routine that we develop in the relationship. And when someone steps outside of that, it feels like, oh, this is an anomaly. Should I trust it? It's
Right.
just an anomaly for your
betrayal,
lives.
yeah.
It doesn't imply anything about her conduct. It's just outside of your normal routine, so it's jarring. And and the negative response to it from him isn't going to make things better, because if she did cheat on him, she's not going to tell him. He'll never know. If she didn't, and he accuses her, he's
then
in the
she's
wrong.
going to be like, he already thinks that,
Yeah,
so I
he
might
already
as
think-
well start
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think if I had to guess just based off what he said right now, I don't think she cheated because, as you guys pointed out, if it was one in many things that she had done to make him think it was a possibility, probably. But he's trying to lead us down the path. His narrative here is like she probably cheated, and aren't I being the reasonable one? If she had given him even the slightest hint, like that would be in there, and it's not. So I have to think like this is the very first time. And so this is what they would call in court circumstantial evidence. Now, circumstantial evidence isn't nothing. You can be convicted off
He's a
circumstantial evidence.
gynecologist and a lawyer.
He doesn't
Yeah.
know
He's a
admissible,
lawyer.
but he knows circumstantial.
Yes,
All right.
it is enough circumstantial evidence will get you convicted. If a random person says they saw me go into a Walgreens, that is circumstantial evidence. If that's all the prosecutors have, I will not be convicted. However, if 20 different people all say that they saw me walk into that Walgreens and they don't know each other, it's all circumstantial evidence, but you bet your ass whatever happened in that Walgreens, I probably did that shit. So it's enough circumstantial evidence will get you. This is circumstantial evidence that your girlfriend is a cheating hooer, sir. So what you need to do is you need to put this in your little DA's back pocket. You put this in a little filing cabinet, or it's basically like a big version of the card catalog, and you shove that away, and you just store it and just start looking for more stuff. I'm not saying look into her phone. You don't have the jurisdiction. But I'm not saying don't look into her phone. Sometimes the best cops got to get around the laws.
Got to dig for the information if
That's
you want
right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
not
when she,
saying
then when
beat
she
her with a-
catches you, it's over.
Am I
Yeah.
saying to beat her with a phone book so it doesn't bruise? No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm
Get
saying.
hit by the binding. That's gonna.
I was
cause
just
a
saying
bruise.
Yeah, it's
I'm
sharp.
turning the
Yeah.
cameras off for a
That's-
few minutes. That's all I'm saying.
Jake,
That's all I'm saying.
Them's old wives' tales. You's talking about.
It's a bag of oranges.
Yeah.
They leave bruises under the skin. They're harder to detect, not on top.
Oh,
I
it's-
just went and got cupping.
I think that's an old mob thing. They used to beat people with
Yeah.
a bag of
Popping.
oranges so the bruises wouldn't show. I'm
Back-
not
well,
sure.
Really?
even then, it's
Oh.
like even then, it's like you would have to do it like
I like
not
how we're
in the
giving
face.
advice for domestic violence. So
Yeah.
listen, you guys.
Sir, have you
wanna
thought about
cover it up-
waterboarding your girlfriend? You know what I mean? Like that's what the CIA started doing, and it's just it's the way to do it.
I don't mean to be that. I'm not trying to victim blame in any way, shape, or form. But
That's right, because she's not the victim.
If
That's
your
good thinking.
if your partner is beating you with a bag of oranges, why are you at Fairway the next week buying them? You know what I mean? Don't buy it. Stop buying.
Just
Sure.
Stop
stop
buying
having
oranges.
healthy fruit in the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop
kind of
buying
weapon.
oranges and bag of bananas. If he brings it home,
Yeah.
then you know that shit's on, and you know to run over to the neighbors. Like if you
I
come
mean,
home with the
if-
weekly groceries with a bag of
If
oranges,
you keep
what are
buying
doing?
oranges after the first beating, you might as well tie one of those oranges into a giant ball gag, all right? Because he's going to do it again.
No,
He's
of
going to do it
course, of course I'm
again.
not advocating for domestic violence. But I'm just saying
I'm not either.
that I just think that
I'm just saying
I just
waterboarding if
think
you're going to do
that
it.
if you are a fucking monster that beats people, it's not like, well, I'm not gonna do it unless Sheila buys oranges. Like
Yes.
those monsters find a way. It's not like
Monsters find a way.
Yeah.
Not love
Mo-
finds a way.
monsters
find a way
find
now.
a way.
Love sucks.
It's not like, oh, you didn't buy the thing I like to beat you with. It like they are monsters
Yeah.
and should all be in jail. Like it's not.
Oh, I guess I better go to AA and stop punching my wife and kids. You know, no. Yeah, you're right. They find a way. They find a
But
way.
hey, you're not hitting anybody.
Okay. I think it's
Either that or you're doing it dead sober and you're really planting and fucking twisting. You know what I mean? And you're doing it right.
You're getting the rotation to your trunk.
It's like some drunks beat their families because they're alcoholics. Some of them do it for the love of the game. You know,
All right.
those are the guys
I
you really
think-
worry about.
I think we answered that question. Let's move on because this is getting very dark and Jake is not taking the joke in this.
All right. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you'd like to write into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, watch live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Is
Right
it
now,
on
we're gonna take
YouTube?
another
It's
one.
watching live on YouTube?
Yep, yep, we're
This
live.
80s music.
Everybody say hi,
Live right
Chandra.
here.
I think my friend's watching.
Right here on
Chandra!
YouTube. Hey, Chandra.
Hi,
Thanks for
Chandra.
watching. Give us
Thanks
a comment.
for being friends with him.
Yes, thanks for
I
being
know
friends with
it's
him.
really hard.
Like, Chandra, like and subscribe. Press that little button. It helps us out. Ah.
Next question. Bad birthday gift. My boyfriend of 6 years, who's 22, had been going on for a few weeks about how he was so excited for what he planned for my birthday, turning 23. He kept going on and on about
These
how
are
it was going to
children.
be
Cute.
amazing and how he was so excited. I genuinely love surprises. And he asked me to dress up. We went to this place where the best way I can describe it is that they take 3 photos of you and what you bring and turn it into a modeling action figure of that. So essentially an action figure of yourself.
What the fuck is this?
To get it,
I would rather be beaten with a bag of oranges. I'll tell you that right now.
when we arrive, he asked for 2 to be made, one of himself and one conjoined with the both of us. Here's the kicker. I do not like action figures. I do not like action figure toys. But guess who does? He does. He literally collects toys and action figures, and these were extremely expensive to make, by the way. Am I
Christ.
ungrateful, or should I just be happy to accept this gift because it obviously cost him a lot of money?
All the grown men that are into the
Oh,
expensive
okay.
designer
Yeah.
comic
Alright.
book toys. Oh,
I-
I
Christ.
going
feel
on
like, as the mother of, I have a 21-year-old, and I feel like get this. I know I had him when I was 5.
Whoa, Jake, yeah, what the fuck? Why would
I-
you say that?
What's up?
Why would you say that?
I
Or did
literally
you say
didn't
that?
say anything.
That
No, that was Trey. Trey.
Fuck off!
See,
Troy and I have a
Suzanne's
love-hate.
blaming me for everything. She beats me with oranges as soon as the podcast is done.
I-
I was
She's a
sitting here
monster.
just
Yeah.
enjoying Jake taking it on the chin.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to say shit.
Christ.
Troy, the fuck?
Oh, please. I'm using
Okay.
Troy,
Okay.
Troy and I worked at a gym together, done comedy together.
Okay,
He looks
okay.
like a racist cop, and that's part of his thing, and
That's
he
right.
knows it. So,
And besides, I was going to say something much worse. I wasn't going to talk about her age. I was going to talk about how she's aging. Oh, I was going to go even
Boom.
worse. He was going to go crazy. I was going to go crazy.
okay.
Where's the
so-
crow that left these foot tracks on her face? All right.
Listen, okay. I'm gonna murder both of them with a bag of oranges in a minute.
Was that a bag of oranges or did God did that to her?
Okay. I understand how like teenage boys up to early 20s think, because I have 2 boys, right? So first of all, if you get in a shower, it's not uncommon you might find a half-eaten apple. And that's just a normal thing, right?
Sure.
So a lot of my friends at my age, you know, they're dating guys who are younger. I'm like, no, I can't do that because I know what it's like. Their bathrooms are probably filthy.
I don't think I ever used to eat much in the shower.
They probably have a railroad apartment. So what I want to say
Goes
about
really high sometimes, maybe.
the 23-year-old boyfriend with the action figures, one, it's not a great gift, and I totally get you, girl. Like, I get you.
Yeah.
Why would you? He should, and he's too young to know that you try to do something that the other person wants, not what you fucking want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't buy him a gift card to, you know, Sephora.
Yeah, you know,
That's
something
what
for
you would
grown-ups.
like. You would have been thoughtful enough to think you would have probably bought his stupid action figures, because why would you want them?
Why did you buy me a present for grown-ups?
But
this is bullshit.
At 20 whatever years old that he is, he actually probably thinks, oh my God, I love this He-Man or whatever the fuck it is, and he wants to give it to you. So he's sweet, but he's dumb.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm blaming the victim on this one. I think, you know, you knew this guy was a moron when you started dating him. He's dumb enough to still be into action figures at 23. Not just be into action figures like, this
I
was
know
my
guys
He-Man.
way beyond
Right,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And are
called
any of them
incels.
are any of them brain surgeons? No, probably not. They're even worse at the SATs than me. But what I'm saying is, if you're dumb enough to be into action figures, not just like, I kept my He-Man from when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, this has sentimental value, and so it's just I keep it up here. But if you're like, I go to the conventions, and this is a $1,300 Venom.
It's a wrap.
You know,
Bye.
if you're dumb enough to be that guy, you're not dumb enough to think like, what. I wonder if she wants some shit that's not for 8-year-old boys. You know what I mean? Like, it's you dumb all around. So it's like, she's dating a man-child. That's on her. She can't be sitting here.
I'm on this
like,
guy's side. I'm on this
she's the
guy's
same
side.
age.
I'm on this guy's side. Here's why. He gave her a gift. He was thinking, what could I give her that would communicate how much I care about her and the value that I place on her. And in his world, the valuable things are action figures, and he did something for it, and he paid money. So
That's true.
The
That's
value of the gift and the intent, I think, is what she should look at. And then she could laugh for the rest of her life about how really boneheaded it was. But from coming from him, that was a gift of high esteem. And he went through effort. He went to a store. He paid money. He took photos. He got something made. I had a Vermont teddy bear made for my mom one year, and I was golden for the rest of it. I'd have to do another one.
I hate to say it, but I agree with you in the sense that I think that
I hope this guy dies.
It's
I hope he's beaten to death with one of his own action
to
figures.
me when it comes to gifts, it's about the thought that goes into it in the planning. It's like I get Kyle, I get the point certainly that he's not, mature enough or even learned enough to know, okay, maybe this person isn't going to like this gift. But
he's unlearned as fuck, this guy.
It's the earnestness thinking, oh, okay, like this is going to be so great. We're going to have this like 3D action figure of us. It's like there is a
It's
sweetness.
Sweet. Yes, it's very sweet.
There is like a sweetness. It's not her thing, and it's a strike and a miss in that aspect. But it was something that he thought he did plan out.
He took time and effort.
It is, again, it's not great.
I hear what you guys are saying. He may not be a smart man, but he knows what love
But he's
is,
also
Jenny.
Yes,
I
he
get
does,
it.
yeah.
I get it to a point. It's the thought that counts, unless the thought is this fucking dumb. Like, it's the thought that counts to a point.
But I
We're
think-
past
But
that.
then she has to know that she's just dating a dummy.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't
She's
you
got to
think it'll
know
get
that.
better, like as they get
That's
older?
why I say if she's in it for the long haul, this is
Yeah.
going to be an amazing story at their wedding.
Right.
Well, when
think
we
so.
were first dating, he gave me a fucking action figure, and now here we
that
are.
would actually be really funny.
And they would have the
And
action
they can
figures on the
grow-
cake.
They can grow together.
Oh,
See,
they're
yeah.
going to be one of those disgusting.
Yeah.
Now,
Dude,
if Jake or
I'm
Troy
optimistic.
bought a woman in action figure, that would
Yeah.
not. It just wouldn't work out.
No.
okay?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
your
No.
23-year-old boyfriend, we're going to give him some leeway
I would-
because he cares about you. and he did what he thought was nice, and it can get better with time.
So
I buy
but
all of
here's-
my
but
girlfriend's
here's my-
podcast equipment.
Fuck yeah,
here's
dude.
my
Fuck
caveat.
yeah, dude.
Here's my caveat in giving the guy sort of a pass for being a numpty. As long as the action figure was like arguably anatomically correct. You know, if it's something where like she has like small boobs, but this action figure has like big old E's and like
Yeah.
you know, it's like
All right.
if it's that
She's like, why does my action figure has huge tits
Yeah,
and a dick?
then I
This
was
is
like,
weird.
why is it black?
yeah, it's like if it looks nothing like what she actually looks like, then I'm not as sympathetic to you. But if it's something where it really does look like her and it exactly how she is, then it's like, okay, you missed the mark, but there was a good intention
He froze a
behind
moment.
it.
He froze a moment in time.
Yeah.
Paid a lot of money to
Yeah.
do something that he thought would be valuable to her because he values it. He'll learn to come to the other side and be like, okay, what does she want? But then
Ugh. Dude, he's an action
that's just
figure
what we call
weirdo.
giving up.
He's into weird
But is it
tentacle
still
porn and all kinds of
weird?
stuff. Get away from him.
At 23, is that weird? I guess, right?
Yeah.
What, action figures at 23?
I know what you mean.
Are they collectibles? Like, I don't know if that
no,
makes-
I mean it is definitely weird. It's pretty young, but if you're that into him still at 23, you're definitely going to be weird. He's going to want to be one of those fucking Disney adults or something.
Okay,
You know what I
I
mean?
think
This
it
guy's
depends.
scum.
It
You're going to be
depends.
getting married dressed like fucking Princess Leia with those
be
stupid buns on
furries.
your ears.
It depends on it.
Yeah.
It depends on if
Let
you,
me fuck you dressed like a college mascot. Oh.
if you
He's
just
a
if you
weirdo.
just get them made and set them on your shelf, that's one thing. But if you play with them, that's
weird.
That's weird. Like if you just get it, then it's
Sure.
again, it's just like a 3D printing essentially of the two of you.
Yeah.
But if he's like in that scene in Spaceballs where he's like playing with like Princess Leia,
If
it's
he was
like,
doing that, that's weird. My friend
yeah,
dated
it's
a guy
weird.
who had a Star Wars action figure collection that was worth well over $180,000.
Right.
It wasn't a game for that dude. He was a serious
No.
collector. He knew the market. He understood what he
And
was
those
doing.
people don't play with those things.
They don't play with them,
The
but
serious action
it's
people don't
still
do
a
it.
room where I think somebody's going to die.
Oh
But
yeah.
I was impressed with what he knew, and if it's a professional thing, as weird as it is, go for it. And that might be the action figure that makes you rich. I don't know
man.
how.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Weird hobbies get people rich. I know some grown men in the comedy business that made promos for specials they were doing with action figures playing against each other on a table. I won't mention their names.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, I think it's less weird if you're playing with them because the really super action figure-y guys just have them sit there as if they're the fucking Mona Lisa. And it's
Yeah.
like, bro, it's the Green Lantern. Fuck off.
But
You're
if it's a Green
37 years
Lantern with a
old.
manufacturing flaw with the right serial number, that Green Lantern is
Right.
going to pay for a house.
Right, and it's like,
Yeah.
but most of the time they don't. Most of the time it's
No,
these
they
guys
don't,
hanging out
but-
at conventions, spending fucking a small mortgage's worth on little plastic Jabba huts.
They're
Like
going to end up
fucking
covered in
weirdos.
either jizz or blood. One
Oh,
of the
dude,
two.
hopefully
That's how it's
blood,
done.
hopefully
Action
blood.
You know
figures,
what?
yeah.
Here's what's gonna happen is we're gonna get hit with another pandemic, and we're gonna be fucking making. We're not even gonna have action figures. We're gonna have to make them out of the shit that we've got in our own house, and we're gonna be playing with that because that's how fucking bored we're gonna be. So,
Oh my God. No,
let's
there's
not,
always.
Let's not poo play with action figures.
Poo.
just
Let us
yet.
not
No,
poo.
I wouldn't. No, I don't care if a 20-year pandemic hits. I won't be playing with action figures. I'll be watching movies with some of those characters in them. That's the fucking movie.
I'll be in New
not the
Zealand
Marvel
living in a
ones. Those ones
hut.
are so
No, that's
terrible.
true. And I hate comic book movies too. So maybe that's why
I
I
love them.
definitely I hate those fucking things.
I love them all.
I if anything, I'd rather do like a cheesy action movie. You know what I mean? Nice little buddy cop movie. One
You don't
guy's
like
too
the
old for this
Avengers?
shit.
You don't like any of those
Nah,
movies?
nah,
Oh, they're
fuck
great
that.
movies.
I hate
Come
those
on.
movies. I hate them.
The Hulk.
I hate them.
I love the Hulk.
Oh, let me guess. Does it start where one guy he's coming to terms with his superpower that he doesn't know how he got it, but what's he gonna do with it? He doesn't know really what to do. But then there's this other guy who has superpowers, but he's a dick, so they have to do battle.
I
And
think
there's a
yeah.
girl who he awkwardly makes an ass in front of to be in the first 10 minutes of the movie, but then she kind of likes him later, even though she doesn't know he's really the superhero.
Do you like the old Greek, the old Greek stories?
Yeah,
Like-
because they do ass fucking in those.
But
So
that's
they're
the
more-
same.
You mean
These are
like-
just those are just
Do you mean
old timey
like- do you mean like
superheroes.
Wait, do you mean Greek mythology?
Greek
Yeah.
mythology and
Uh-huh.
superheroes are basically the same shit.
I would really.
You know those old like You know those
Greek
old
stories.
You know those old.
I've been
Greek
sitting next
stories?
to Jake tonight, and I can't
In
come
my-
up with a word.
In my head, I pictured.
Yeah.
You know, like
I stole your words. That's my
You
superpower.
just sucked my
In
vocabulary.
my
That's
head,
right.
I pictured
X-Men
you
villains
at
can't
those-
choose our powers.
In my head, I pictured you at like those the Greek fraternities, quote unquote, that they have in Astoria, where it's just like those old men sitting in like a random there's no
Yeah.
sign, but you'll walk by it in
Yeah.
Astoria and they're just like sat. I picture you at that table and they're telling you those. That's what I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about. But
And
actually,
instantly
you're
when you
talking
walk
about
past those
Actual
places,
Greek
you're like,
mythology.
mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Greek
Zeus. Those were just
Greek
superheroes of the day.
mythology, well documented in the 21st century.
They-
And we
To-
derive philosophy from that, the same way you can derive it from the Avengers
to
and from these
answer
other
your question,
movies.
I would much rather go Greek and be sodomized for hours than watch a single Avengers movie. Yes. Yes.
What about
You heard it here, folks. The next pandemic
What
that
about the
comes
Transformers?
round. Winner, chicken dinner to
Yes.
Jake's butthole.
I would rather go transgender
What's in your
and,
butthole?
and turn my Audi into an innie than watch a single Transformer
an
movie. Yes.
Audi to
Really?
an innie.
Oh,
Yes.
it's
What
the
does
battle
that mean?
between good and evil, and the battle for man's spirit on Earth. The spark is the spirit of man. Autobots
Even
are
right
angels.
now,
Decepticons
I
are
feel like
devils.
I'm
It's
being-
the old. It's the story of the Bible.
Even being told
I feel
this.
like I'm at an incel convention.
Yes.
I
right
know,
now.
I do.
I don't
did.
know
I
what's
fuck a lot.
happening.
A, never
I
read
get
the
laid a
Bible.
lot.
B, even just hearing the cliff notes of that movie, I felt like I was being waterboarded. I would rather take a long fucking drink than watch even a
we-
trailer for that goddamn movie.
All right,
I wrote a paper on it in college.
I'm a Destructicon. Like, what? I don't give a shit.
We answered the question. Let's do the last question lightning round.
Last question on the Love Gurus podcast. Let me read a couple comments real quick. Let's see. Producer Amy says I threw it away along with the let's see. Joel on YouTube says my question is this. Does @Amy still have the action figure, or did she throw it away? I think this is an old comment. I think they're kind of. Let's see.
We're a little behind.
Yeah, we're a little behind on the comments. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we've
last
moved on to Greek
question.
mythology.
Don't
Yeah.
ask Amy about the action figures that she
moved on
does
to
or does
Jake
not
getting
keep.
sodomized instead
Yeah.
of watching Avengers.
Why? Because I made eye contact with Medusa, and the rules have changed. It's 2023. She
that-
does something different with them snakes now.
And when Medusa looks at you, rock hard dick has a whole different meaning.
I'd be all right with it.
All right, last question.
Last question on the Love Gurus podcast.
My wife ruined my credit score. I'm 23 and my wife is 21. And she ruined my credit score.
Are they Amish? Like, what is up with all these
I know.
young...
No, they're not Amish. They have credit cards.
I really do actually kind of want to apologize. It was rough pickings for the questions this week.
She bought
I
an
really-
entire new barn on My American Express.
It was like 4 days in a row of me searching for like questions that were semi-interesting, and this is all I could find what the 20-year-olds were up to. Anyway, so I do apologize that
We're going to change their lives.
with these
though.
childs.
I'm going to be sad if he gives the number and it's better than my credit score at fucking 40.
Okay, so
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm 23. My wife is 21. My wife and I have been married for 2 years now. We own a home and we have 4 vehicles. 2 are paid off, and I just had a little bit left on my motorcycle. Co-signed on a vehicle with my wife as she was the primary driver. We were fine financially until a few weeks ago. We live across the country from our family, and we had to go back 2 times and stay for a while for family emergencies. Second time that we were there, my vehicle broke down, and I had to pay $2,500 to get it fixed. Well, I was trying to sell my truck, and we hadn't sold it yet. And so now we're in saving mode. Today I was on my way home and I got a notification from one of the credit bureaus that I had a payment over 60 days late and my credit score took a massive hit. I was confused because I remind my wife to make the payments every month and she always goes, "Yep, got it, done." I immediately called her and asked if she had been paying. She said she had been, but she called the bank to see what happened. I got home and asked the bank what they said, and she said that there was a late payment, but it's totally fine. I eventually got it out of her that she was behind 3 months on payments, and she hadn't been paying the bank at all. I was so disappointed and angry that she lied to me and kept it hidden until it affected us so much. # Had I not gotten the notifications, we probably would have been facing the car getting repoed. I'm so distrustful of my wife now. What do I do?
You have every right to be distrustful. Financial infidelity is a real thing.
Yes.
I'm not cool with this at all.
She's credit score Satan.
Oh, we've hit a nerve in Kyle.
I'm not.
Yes.
No, because this
See,
fucks
the
with
brow is
people's.
furrowed,
It fucks with people's future. You
Yeah.
know, it's like there's all kinds of things that can erode relationships, but a lot of times it's not the big stuff; it's the little things over time. And this, not being able to trust your partner, who like you're gonna spend your life with, and they're gonna spend your money, and they're gonna fuck up your credit. Like that's a big thing because then you can't achieve whatever goals you guys thought you were gonna do together. So
That's
her lying ass and not being upfront with you, either you guys talk about this and you have a serious set of boundaries that this can never happen again, or you fucking say bye, bitch.
I love that this clearly hit you on a much more visceral level than the cheating and the action figure bullshit combined.
No. I'm with Kyle. I honestly,
fucks up futures.
I
Yeah,
saved
no, I hear you.
this question for the last because, in my opinion, this was the most fucked up because it's such a yes or no. It's such a yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make the car payment? And
Right.
she's like, yes.
Yeah.
It's like it's such a yes or no question, and the fact that she wasn't doing it, is just crazy to me. Like. Because also the other thing that the one thing I will fault this guy is that arguably this money's coming out of a joint account. So he should always be checking that joint account. But if she at 20, because there's an argument that, well, she's 21, she doesn't understand how bills work, blah, blah, blah. But if he's, he kind of does sound like he's got his stuff together for a 23-year-old,
Yeah.
really. And so
He's paying for a car instead of fucking He-Man
if
toys.
She's doing so much better than I
Yeah.
think all four of
if
us.
she's agreed.
Christ,
if
she's got a
she's-
car.
Yeah.
If
I have a
she's-
fucking walk up.
Yeah. If she's doing all
I
this
live
shit,
on the goddamn street. I live on an avenue. My apartment opens right up into the street.
I have a 60-year-old roommate.
no, that's security.
Let me. I feel bad because I missed all the comments in the last question. Let me get a couple of these in. Let's see. Joel on YouTube says his credit was A+ until she bought a barn full of action figures. Matt on YouTube says,
Barn.
have her arrested. She has to go. We
Jesus.
got a repo.
All right.
Let's see. Producer Amy on YouTube says, oh, come on. She's a girl. Why aren't you supporting her better? Matt on YouTube says she has more expensive handbags. Let's see. He says, that's your Lululemon at work. He says, oh my God, why do we need a cream spirator that doesn't work? $1,700. Cream separator that doesn't work. $1,700.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would we? Do you need a cream separator ever?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't do that
At
naturally.
23,
Just let
what's
it
this
sit
kid doing that he owns a house and 4 vehicles?
Oh,
Where do they live across the country? Like
Yeah.
This
to
is
Mississippi?
Arkansas.
Okay,
We're talking
yeah.
about a net worth of 17,000.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the house
Sure.
and 4 vehicles all together is $4,
which is totally
he's
amazing,
still killing
which is
it,
totally
yeah.
great. That's we're not talking down on anyone.
I am.
But it's
Oh yeah, I'm
me.
talking down on the girlfriend for sure, dude.
Yeah.
no, but yeah, I agree. But again, if she was, it's just such a yes or no question. The fact that she blatantly lied about doing a thing that does
Fuck yeah,
does affect them in real life, their real financial future.
Damn straight.
It's not okay. I don't know. If I were this guy, I would either say, listen, you get no access to the finances and I'm doing everything, but then again, it's like, then he can get accused of, financial abuse.
And now you have a
let
weird.
him
now
fucking
you have an imbalance in the
financial
relationship that's
abuse.
not sustainable.
It's like she isn't like bringing herself to the table. I don't know. I mean,
I love the
this
term
one's
financial
tough.
abuse. It's financial abuse. What did he do? He paid all my money rents, and then he said I had
Jake,
to do
what-
things for him.
No, financial abuse is when there are two people, or when you're in a relationship and the other person doesn't give you money. Like they make you feel guilty for asking for money. Like, so for example, if it's like a rich husband and he like doesn't give his wife any money, that's financial abuse.
She could get a job.
Or
That
also,
sounds like
if
a glass
you're-
is half full
if
kind of
you're-
problem.
if
He's
you're
paying
both,
rent.
If you're both working and you're both like, okay, this is what some of our goals are. We want to go on this really cool vacation. We want it. So you're saving and you like put stuff in the same account. Then you have an obligation to each other to like make sure that those goals are, you guys are going to let those dreams and goals come true. And if one of you is like dipping in and using the credit cards, and
That's
you're not
real financial
telling-
abuse.
You're not
Not that
telling
bullshit.
the other person. You're just
Sugar baby
it's
financial
not,
abuse.
It's not healthy. It's not a healthy.
Dude, it sucks.
But is this
Yeah.
for the girl? I get that she should have said it. She should have just said, "Hey, you know," she should have when the first payment was missed said, "Hey, I had to miss a payment, or I'm going to.
It's
Can you
wildly
help me out?"
dishonest.
There's got to
Yeah.
be some communication breakdown there, and we don't know who is at fault for poor communication in a relationship. But this is a mistake of youth. Maybe the problem is going to go away, and she's admitted it. So. Best, most optimistic scenarios here is they have a chance to, all right, this is a problem in our relationship. We don't communicate well about money. Let's fix this, and and we can replace a weak part of the relationship and fix it. I think that's the optimistic view of this.
I think it's fixable.
The
if
other
they're-
is get her
but-
out the hell out of there. You're going to be dirt poor.
yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
But I don't think that because I think this is a mistake of youth, and they just need to work on communication. They're in their 20s. I hear that mistake in my friends in their not 20s.
I thought everyone peaked at 21. No?
Well, I peaked in high school.
Yeah, I've been pretty much stagnant for as long as I can remember. So you know,
Yeah.
But that's true. It is a mistake that is easily to be made at that age group. I mean, I was completely irresponsible at 21, like completely. Like
For sure.
Me
Right.
and my girlfriends would go on vacation with like no money, and I don't even know why we would do it.
Yeah.
We would just like eat at places, and we'd like share a grilled cheese. Like it was
yeah,
ridiculous.
like hitchhiking
Yeah.
shit.
But
yeah.
I think that if you're going to get married that young, and then you're going to have to either work on your communication, like Troy said, or spend a little more time, see if it doesn't work and you can't communicate, then I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, she's
I feel
got,
like all
she's got
my
to
advice is
mature up.
like it's not going to work.
She's got to mature into the relationship with communication and not be afraid to say, "Hey, I kind of fucked up. I need some help here."
Kyle,
Yeah,
it's
honestly-
not just you. It's most questions on Reddit.
I think the only way you can possibly get out of this question is the way that Suzanne just defined financial abuse to me. I think that's the only way. You need to go full financial Guantanamo Bay on her, man. I really, you need to go full.
So you've ruined.
Yes.
You're affecting our future. And you're ruining me. And now
You
I
need
feel,
to go full
Kyle had a
financial.
revelation.
No, I just thought of something. What if she has to pay a loan shark, or like what if she got involved in some shady shit?
Well, that's
Yeah,
the
what
other
else?
that's the other
That's
thing
more
I thought. But
communication.
I didn't have there's not enough forensic audit information to if
What if she has a pimp?
or if
He
she's-
really doesn't know
he's
her.
paying
He doesn't
if
know
he's
her.
paying
That's a rough
money
day
now
for him.
she's a hooker.
if he's paying money
Also,
into
why
an
is
account.
T
Yeah.
Dog written on your lower back in big cursive letters? What the hell is this?
I had a cousin in California.
First, our credit score's fucked up. Now you're T
why
Dog's girl.
did someone write cunt on our garage door?
But this kind of stuff can go on in the house. I had a cousin in California, had on the surface a great marriage, but we were hanging out and we were at their house, and my dad opened up a cabinet looking for something my cousin told him to look in. And he goes, "Oh, don't look in there." And it was an entire bedroom closet full of shit she'd purchased straight off the television, just impulsively watching TV late at night, jam packed. And it was
like
and
a
she-
hoarder?
Yeah, she was a complete, and she was doing it in secret, and she would shove it in there, and he was helping her keep the secret, so he was indulging this kind of thing.
She had a little. She was a.
What?
And
She
this
was
dude- this dude
literally
was
a
like-
closeted hoarder.
He was about
Like
to retire
Suzanne
from the
Summers.
Navy.
Hang
This was
on.
that
That
late in
rocks.
life.
But here's what I don't understand. Like, was it that they were in debt and they were hiding it? But like, if you're buying all this shit off of QVC or whatever,
That's
And
an
it was-
addiction. It's like a
fucking
real.
It
put
was.
it out.
It was.
Put it out.
It was
Yeah.
not opened. They were unopened. All of them. They were just unopened packages
Then
full
why
of
wouldn't
shit.
you if you bought it and you aren't in financial ruin because just put it out? Like, yeah, you've got your cheese. You've
I
got
think
your
it's a
cheese.
weird
night.
It's
addiction
a
thing.
mental health thing.
Yeah,
Really?
It's a mental health thing.
It's like
I
a
would-
compulsive. They can't stop.
I would.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
say if you're a hoarder, but you've kept it to one closet. Good job. Like you should be giving
Yeah.
seminars to
It was
other
a big
hoarders.
closet. This was
my
a big
my
bedroom
grandparents
closet.
when they died
Yeah,
had
still.
a 3-story house full of shit.
Yes.
Full.
My dad was the same way when his house got repossessed by the sheriff.
You would have to like you see in the TV shows, you'd like have to shimmy past things.
Oh, yeah.
That is
like,
making me
that's the way my dad's house was.
listening to you.
My dad's
like
got
we wouldn't
foreclosed
stay, we
on.
wouldn't, when I was a
and-
kid, we wouldn't
yeah.
stay with my grandparents because my mom's like, this is not okay.
Dude, my dad's house got foreclosed on right before I moved to New York, and yeah, when these sheriffs got him out of the whole place was fucked.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Really?
one closet worth of hoarding.
You're like
really
amateur.
Yeah, it's
also-
either amateur or I'm like, wow, that's how many years chips do you have right now? You know what I mean? Is this your decade chip? How long? You should be giving speeches.
Yeah.
You know, you should be writing books.
Is that-
You're a goddamn hoarderologist. You are.
You mean like
Now
chips
he's
like
making up words.
the chips like the recovery chips?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless they also collect those.
My
Just
my
very
friend's
opposite of a hoarder.
my friend's grandmother used, and I never got a heads up about this when we went over there. I was like 7 or 8, and we opened up a room, and it was nothing but dolls, like creepy, like 1920s
Fuck.
dolls.
Haunted
I
dolls.
was
Boom.
terrified, and it was like her grandmother. Like this was like she played with it, just like the guy that got the action figure for the girl.
Yeah.
Like the grandmother loved these dolls, and I
Dude.
remember in my 7-year-old brain, I'm like, bitch, you're like 70, like you're too old to be playing with dolls.
And
And
not
it was
only
like a
that,
whole room of creepy ass porcelain, terrifying.
Those
Not
dolls
only
come
that,
to
but-
life
dude,
at night,
Yes!
and they're hiding under
it
your
was
bed.
so scary.
They're hiding under your
the
bed.
older the children's doll is, like the older in time, the fucking creepier they
Yeah, no,
look.
this
Oh,
shit
yeah,
was
yeah.
from the 20s.
The
Oh
makeup
my
on them was
God.
It was
horrible.
like Great
was awful,
Depression
yeah.
dolls. Prohibition dolls.
Have you guys seen the black and white photo of like the original McDonald clown?
Oh, I don't even want to.
He looks
I'm
scarier than that fucking
Yeah, it's
tricycle
it.
doll
Oh,
in
I
Saw.
can't.
It's it. Yeah,
It's
he
crazy.
looks like
dude.
it. It's
he
terrifying.
He puts
Ew.
Tim Curry and it to shame.
Yeah, it's awful.
He really, dude. I would much rather have Tim Curry's character come over here and entertain my son than that fucking black and white McDonald's doll. Like, really, it's the most terrifying fucking thing.
But little Jake has like such a good demeanor. He'd be like, "Oh my god, this is like the coolest."
Yeah,
I
He's
like
He would like-
creepy
he would
dolls.
like
Look at that
Thanks,
scary ass
Dad.
clown. Yeah.
Dad,
And
can I
dude,
keep
Here's
this?
the thing. He didn't even look that good as a clown. He looked like a homeless man that just had a little bit of rouge on
Yeah.
and was about to ask for money or stab you. Like, he was a crazy looking fucking clown.
Well, that
Like, it
clown
was good.
captures the essence of the man who founded McDonald's. That guy was a piece of work.
Oh my God. Did you see the movie about
Yeah,
him?
he
with Michael?
stole it from those
Oh,
brothers
so
just
good.
piece by piece. Didn't
Such
give
a
a
good
shit.
movie.
Build something together, you dickhead.
Dude, I didn't think it was going to be a good
Gotta
movie because
screw
and
people
I'll watch
like that.
anything with Michael Keaton, you know. But
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
he's amazing.
I was like, oh, movie about the guy who founded McDonald's. Like, this ain't really going to be, you know. But it was
was great.
fucking great. It was an
Yeah.
awesome movie. Yeah,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
So-
Michael
Loved it.
Keaton is the best actor in the world.
Dude, he's a
He's
fucking
amazing.
man.
Yeah.
Very good. But yeah, so speaking of great, I think that was great. I think we
Let's do final advice for
We
them.
solved
before
love. We solved love
before
for
we-
everybody.
you
That
know,
was great. I feel like you just sounded British for
Oh.
a second.
She goes in and
Well,
out.
no, it's we're just it's
That was
I'm just
great. That was great.
it was great. No, my final advice for this question is get her to. She's obviously fessed up to it, and just say you have one more chance. Give her one more chance, and then that's it. What's your guys' final advice?
Yep.
Use it as an opportunity to grow, talk, open communication. If it doesn't get better, you've got other problems with her going on behind the scenes. Or maybe he's a controlling jerk and she was afraid. We don't know. So
Yeah.
open
Yeah.
the lines of communication. Say, hey, this is something we talk about openly. There's no shame in it. You're not going to get punished. I'm not going to beat you. We're a couple. We're working together. So keep this together.
Yeah.
I think.
I would say try to talk to her pimp.
She's not getting enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
See if you guys can work out a deal.
If she's not going to be the bottom bitch, why is she even doing
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Sir, if she's selling that pussy, how come our truck is 3 payments behind? You know, just fucking ask him real nice like.
Yeah.
I say, okay, she's obviously she skipped the payments and not told you about it, and there was no way you weren't going to find out. She did this because she's clearly dumb. You know what I mean? She's dumb. That's why she didn't pay. That's why she didn't find at least a good lie to tell you on where the money went. You know what I mean? My account was hacked. My grandma needed an operation. My brother was in debt for action figure toys. Something. So what you do is you just tell her, listen, since I had to go take out a loan because you made the payment there. and then you just keep coming back into the house with fake casts and things like that. Like I had to take the money out from a guy called Vinny the Neck Brace, and now
Yeah.
he keeps
Vinny
giving
the
me
Neck
casts.
Brace.
And
Great
he keeps
name.
fucking
Great
me up.
mobster name.
And
Good
you,
name,
ju-
yeah.
you just keep terrifying him, and then you hire your friends to like beat on the outside of the house. Like, oh my God, it's Vinny the Neck Brace. He's coming to get us. He told me he'd kill me, and that whore girlfriend of mine who can't make the truck payments on time, and you torture her. You torture her mentally, and you make her think that Vinny the Neck Brace is coming to get you guys. And then you tell her that you were magically healed somehow when you take them off. But the whole moral of the story is don't miss truck payments. You know what I mean? I just keep do like the whole thing.
Vinny the Neck Brace
Fair
keeps
enough.
coming back to me as
Yeah.
like he's the
Yeah.
mascot for a personal injury law firm.
Yeah.
Did you get a neck brace and someone else is to blame?
This is-
Then call Vinny the Neck Brace.
Like
Yeah.
Dr. Zizmore, remember all those things?
Yes.
I'm not an ambulance chaser. The ambulance chases me because I get them all the money. I pay for the medical bills and everything. Vinny the Neck Brace.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been an awesome episode,
Yeah.
and thank you to all the listeners out there, especially everybody who's in the chat. Thank you to producer Amy, to Joel, to Matt, and thank you most of all to our guests. Thank
Yeah.
you to Kyle
And
Ocasio.
Sangria,
Thank
the
you to
dog.
Troy Allen. Thank you to Sangria the dog, who's been laying here the entire
right
time.
up on my lap the whole
She's
time.
been awesome. We are Jake Vevra and Suzanne Shepard. This is the Love Gurus podcast. Until next week, like and subscribe. Live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. See you next week. Later.